Hello, hello, good afternoon, good evening. I am very excited today to hop in for yet another training, another live stream where I am taking you through the 7 keys to unlocking your abundance flow with ease. Very excited about it because one of the things I realize as a coach, I'll even introduce myself shortly, is a lot of the clients I work with are trapped by the opposite of abundance, which is a scarcity mindset, a lack mindset. And what I'm coming with for you today is how you can start 2023 in your abundance flow. And what does that abundance flow look like for you? And how can you step into your abundance flow unapologetically? Very important, because one of the things I've recognized over the years is that your abundance is your birthright. And as you come in, say hello. Let me know which part of the world you are representing. I am representing the United Kingdom right now, although I am Nairobi born, Kenyan born, based. Born and bred, man. Ancestral heritage is richly Kenyan, and I love my motherland, and I'm very very proud of being proudly Kenyan. So as you come in, drop in the chat which part of the world you're streaming in from. We usually have people from streaming in from all parts of the world. So presence yourself. Let me know that you're here and that you are ready to learn and that you're ready to pick a few gems that will help you step into your abundance zone. I can see Nairobi in the house. Welcome, Nairobi. I can see Jael. Just need to see if it's showing on my Facebook so that I can be able to see who is talking. Let me get my volume down. I don't want to hear my voice. All right. So whoever is watching, just say hello so that I can know that you are here. Welcome, Nairobi. Welcome, Jael, and welcome everybody that is watching. So my name is Coach Joanne. I absolutely love to coach women, helping them really step fully into the fullness of their calling, really help them to be who they were called to be, especially in their sphere of influence around building businesses that are not only scalable, but are deeply abundant. But how can you be abundant in your business? How can you be abundant in your career? How can you be abundant in your relationships if you do not have the keys for activating abundance? So today I want you to put, if whichever wherever it is you're watching from, whether YouTube or Facebook, I want to see some keys dropping, because today I'm going to give you 7 keys. I always go beyond 7, you know that, but we'll start with 7, all right? And invite a friend or two, right? Because today I'm ready to teach. I'm in my abundance flow right now. I've been using the first few weeks of the year, as I always do, to not only number one, settle in my clients, but also I use the time to settle in as a person into the new year. Really understand what is God saying, what is He speaking to me about, what is my area of impact and influence in 2023. Because let me tell you what, we really need to evolve and walk with the times and understand that, in the time that you're in, what is your calling, what is the mandate that you've been called to take a part of, to be a part of in that year. I swallowed my words there. So ask yourself, what mandate am I meant to be serving in 2023? And if you can put that in the chat, I'd like to see that. What mandate am I serving in 2023? And I'm actually going to put it for myself, because this is a very serious thing. What mandate am I serving in 2023? Ask yourself. Ask yourself and think about it. Because sometimes we just follow the flow, we just follow whatever is happening, we just follow things the way they're going. But I want you to think, what am I supposed to be serving? Who am I supposed to be serving? What am I supposed to be doing this year? Because there's no way you're going to step into your abundance flow if you're not in alignment with the mandate that you've been given right now. You know, for me, as I have continuously worked with clients and living out my calling, there's so many things I've realized. I have had to let go in order to let abundance in. So let's get cracking with what some of these things are. And obviously, we're going to extrapolate on them as I go along, but I'll also add more as I'm led. I had just jumped on from a coaching call with one of my clients. And when we were speaking, I was just telling how, at a very personal level, some of the things that I've been doing this, in the beginning of the year. I'm like, oh, I've not been doing too much on my social media because, as I said, I'm settling into the year. I'm doing what it is that I've been put to do right now, and that's important for me. What mandate am I serving in 2023? That's what I've been doing the last 3 weeks. And she said to me something so powerful. And if you're here, Felicia, thank you so much. She said to me, and this is the first port of call for stepping into your abundance flow. She said, you never stop doing anything spiritual in your life for something in the natural. So the first point of contact for your abundance flow is putting God first. Have you put God first, whoever you deem him to be, in everything in your life this year? Because let me tell you this, honestly, whether you're a person of faith, whether you believe in God or you do not, we're not going to go into those debates. But for my purposes and what I'm teaching here, I have realized this over and over and over again. I cannot even tell you how long, that until God orders my steps, until he puts first priority on whatever it is that I'm doing, I'm probably just wasting my time. I'm just wasting my time. So I want you to think for yourself, whatever this is for you, right? In terms of your faith, what do you need to lay down fast so that you can really have the full attention of what God is doing in your life right now? He must have fast dibs. He must have first priority, top priority in your life before all things. I, you know, I'm a decisive person. I say that all the time. I love to do things from my own human wisdom. Many times I'm like, I'm a wise person. I can use my guidance. I can use but let me tell you, that's the biggest mistake I have made over the years. So now, many of you know this. When I wake up in the morning, I'm like, okay, Lord, it's a new day. I'm plugging into you, and I want you to show me, lead me, direct me, mentor me, guide me. Hold my hand today and show me exactly what it is that you want me to do. And I want that to be your first abundance key, tapping into God. And even the Bible says, right, that, seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you, right? So, as I said, irrespective of what faith or, which religious affiliation you're a part of, I'm sharing my abundance keys, right? So you put yours, pick what you want, you can pick and choose what you want, but I'm sharing my ones, right? Because for me to be able to step fully into the other keys, I must emphasize to you that this is the main key, being so clear and so aligned with what it is that God is saying to you, what he's saying, directing you, and seeking his face so that you can be able to explore that, whatever that looks like for you, right? The second thing is really analyzing, where are you held back by culture, by traditions, right? Let me tell you what. Culture and tradition sometimes, and how we view life based from our bringing, how, the kind of socialization we've had, the education system can really give us a negative, or rather a lack mindset. You go to schools or institutions of learning where everybody was struggling. You're a student, you say, I'm student mode, we are suffering, we are all going, you have little money, you don't even know what's happening, and that's for that season. But you become an adult, and instead of now stepping into who you are and understanding that you've been given everything to create the abundance that you require, you still operate in those old mindsets that you had before. I will tell you this, some of those cultural thoughts, some of those things that we think, in our mind, they will stop us. They will stop us from stepping into our abundance, and it's so funny. I was talking to somebody some time back, and she was telling me, based on where she's come from, she said me, people who come from my village, they don't really go anywhere. They don't really do much. I'm the only one who has gotten, who has gone, one of the few people who have gone up to uni. And she kept saying how, because of the fact that the people from her village where she has come from, they've not gone far. She, in her head, she has this very subconscious, very subtle. She didn't even recognize it until I pulled it up for her, that she's like them. And she kept seeing every achievement she makes like it's a favor, it's an honor. And I'm like, no, abundance is your birthright. So as you're listening to me, type that in the chat, that abundance is your birthright, because the moment you start recognizing this for yourself, right, and tapping into that and saying to yourself that, where has tradition, where has culture, where has my old way of thinking stopped me from really seeing that I was created for abundance? And we're really going to go deeper and deeper into this. Throw away that traditional mindset, right? That lack is God's will. People say that, oh, it's harder for a rich man to enter the needle. Sorry for butchering scripture, but some of those things, some of those religious mindsets will keep you poor, right? Because the same Bible says, I came to give you life and life in abundance. So it's you to choose. Are you going to follow some of those things that don't make sense anymore? Because the same Bible says you're the head and not the tail. You are created to do exploits, right? You are created to do big things in this world. And I'm going to, give you supporting uh, scripture as we go along. But I want you to throw that religious lie, that mindset that lack is God's will. That's not God's will. As I said, He's a God of abundance, and He wants to share this abundance with you. And as I said in John 10:10, I came to give you life and life in abundance. So what does that mean? In fact, as I always do, I'm just checking something on my notes here. As I always do, how could I even forget to start with this? Because this is the most important thing for you. So wherever you've jumped in, you're finding me at the right place, because I love, and you know this, I'm always ready to start with dictionary meanings as I was researching and preparing for today. So what is abundance? Let's talk about that. Tell me, what's abundance in you? Put in the chat, what does abundance mean to you? How do you know? What do you call abundance, right? Because the moment you get this, because I'm giving you uh, uh, the meat and the potatoes of abundance, especially, from a spiritual background, so that you can be able to use it every day as your ammunition as you walk through life, right? So the word abundant, tell me what abundance means to you. Doesn't matter, as I said, what your faith is, what you believe in, but what is abundance, right? The word abundance, and I'll give you overflow, Giles. I love that. I love that. Like more than enough. And we'll use dictionary meanings, but I also give you a few. It means exceedingly, very highly, beyond measure, more, a quantity so abundant as to be considerably more than anyone would expect or anticipate. Being in your overflow. I love this. Have an unlimited supply of the resources, energy, love, etc. that I need. And I'm actually heading there, right? Because many of us are looking at abundance in the context of finances, but we're going to go deeper. One of my favorite verses from the Bible, I'm going to share it with you, whether you have a Christian or faith affiliation or not, but it doesn't matter. Take it and run with it. Is 3 John 2. And it says this, beloved, and whoever is watching, put your name there, beloved Joanne, beloved Giles, beloved Stephanie. Nice to see you, Stephanie. Beloved Stephanie, I pray that you may prosper in all things and be in health, just as your soul prospers. That's the definition of abundance. God's plan is for you to prosper in all things, body, soul, materially, in terms of your relationships, everything, right? Having a healthy body, having a healthy soul is important. How can you be a multimillion? Listen to this. Are you abundant? And I want you to say yes or no in the chat. If you're struggling with ill health, with disease, with resentment, but your bank account is full, you have so much money, but you're not in good standing with your children, your health is terrible, every single day you're in the hospital, tell me, is that an abundant life? Just say yes or no. I mean, just say it. For me, there's no abundance there. And you see that, right? And that's why I was talking about culture, because people are like, it's abundance is just about money. It's not. It goes way beyond that. So I want you to think to yourself, when I come and say to you, It is well. It is well with your soul. I'm speaking abundance to you. And what I'm doing is I'm speaking to you the promises, right? And the love and the peace that is there for you, right? So I want to share with you yet another verse of abundance. And this is my favorite one. It's actually on my vision board. I look at it every single day. Yes, yeah, no, you cannot be abundant if you're suffering like that. That's why I want you to get this and capture it. Close your eyes, let it enter your ears. Go and read it because I'm going to read it to you in two versions. And one of the things I love about one of my coaches and mentors is before we start our coaching sessions every week, she's like, read it aloud, say it aloud. And I love that. So I'm going to read it for you aloud and I'm going to give it to you in two versions. All right. So it's Ephesians 3 and 20, and I'm going to read it. Now, to him who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that works in us, to him be glory in the church by Christ Jesus to all generations forever and ever. And I'm going to read the same one in the amplified version, right? So that you can be able to hear it. Because every time I read it, I'm like, oh my God, this is just so yummy. This is just so delicious. So let's get it in the amplified so that you can be able to get it in context as I continue what I'm teaching you, right? Listen to this. Listen to this. Now to him who is able to carry out his purpose. Listen to that. And do super abundantly more than all that we dare ask or think, infinitely beyond our greatest prayers, hopes, or dreams, according to his power that is at work within us. So if you're here, if you can put it in the comments, someone is asking for the reference. It's Ephesians 3:26. Someone can do that for me. Take it down and you can read it at your own time, but I've just read it for you from the amplified version, which says, now to him who is able to carry out his purpose. So that's what I started with, his purpose fasts, yeah, sick fasts, everything that is to do with God, and He's going to show you things that you did not know of, mysteries, amazing things, and He will do super abundantly more than all that we dare ask or think, infinitely. Listen, infinitely beyond our greatest prayers, hopes, or dreams, according to his power. Listen to this, to his power that is at work within us. So the power is his, but he administers it to us so that we're able to really do the work that we've been put here to do. That's why I started with a question at the beginning. Do you know what your mandate is for 2023? This is how you step into your abundance flow, by knowing what your exact mandate is for you for this year. So for me, my January, I'm very calm. I settle into the month. I just go to the gym. I just have the clients I'm working with, for my mastermind and my business program. I'm just doing it very slowly, settling in. Then February, March, I know is when I start hitting the ground running. Why? Because for January, for me, is really where I set my spiritual base for the year, because I cannot do anything without being given the permission by the one who created me to proceed, right? So let me go further and break these things for you. As you step into your abundance, is a quote I read somewhere, and I forget, I didn't, it says unknown. It says the secret to having it all is believing you already do, which is that Ephesians 3:20 that I spoke about. The secret to having it all is believing that you already do. So first step into that gratitude zone before you've even received the thing. Many of us, have that notion, that mindset that when this happens is when I will. When my kids pass their exams and do well in life is when I can launch my business. When this happens, you always put conditions to your yes. You put conditions to your success. You put conditions to the actions that you take in your life. And I really want to ask you, where is that coming from? That's part of that scarcity mentality that you need to think about. So the secret to having the things that you desire, the secret to having it all, whatever all is to you, is believing that you already do. So look at this. How do we distinguish between a scarcity mindset versus an abundance mindset, because I want you to walk into this year fully abundant. This is not the year of comparisonitis. This is not the year where you're looking at people and saying, how come their life is like this and my life is not like this? What does she have that I don't have? Stop that rubbish. Think to yourself, what do I have that has been given to me that is so special that I'm going to take out into the world, that is my mandate? And align yourself with that, and you will see how abundance will flow into your life, because you are slaying, as I always say, slay in your lane. Stop trying to, go overtaking people using slippery ways, trying to crush other people so that you can rise. That doesn't work. So the third thing here is, understanding that you have to think big versus thinking small. So, if you have an abundant mindset, right, you naturally will find yourself thinking big. It is part of your DNA. You're not walking with a limited mindset. You're not seeing yourself as a contained person. You're seeing yourself as a fully expanded person. And even if you don't know what that looks like, you start doing what I said. You start believing that you're already expansive. You start believing that you have everything that you need to push you forward. You start believing that the resources are available to move you forward. But when you have that scarcity mindset, what does it do? It starts creating limitations in the mind, which, because you're walking in limitation, it limits and inhibits your ability to even create audacious goals. So the goals that you're setting become very tiny. The goals that you're setting become very minute. The goals that you're setting are not from a place of expansiveness. One of the things that I've been doing this fast, almost 3 weeks of the year, is asking, how can I create more capacity for myself this year? Capacity to be able to fully serve, not only my clients, but even the people who are yet to become my clients. How can I have the capacity to be able to be the best partner that I can be? How do I have the capacity to be able to love, the people that are released into my life without feeling that I'm overwhelmed or that there's too much happening? So part of me stepping into my abundance zone, I'm talking about myself, is sitting down and asking myself, how can I establish greater capacity? And for some of you, you need to look at yourself. You have so many things going on in your life. You're just overwhelmed. You're just crowded. You have no boundaries. Everything you say to someone invites you here, you say yes. Somebody asks you to do this for them, you just a yes, yes, yes person. And that inhibits your abundance flow. Because the moment you can't say no to everything, you're saying yes, you're stretching yourself too thinly. And the things that are meant to take precedence and priority are pushed to the back seat. And that's why you'll find that some people are very, uh, you know, quote unquote, are very successful in one area of their lives, but the other life is doing really crappily. It's doing really badly. So you find somebody is having a beautiful marriage, but their career is not doing well. Or they're such amazing parents, but their marriage is not doing really well. Or their business is doing amazingly well, but their marriage is not working, or their relationship with their kids is not the best. And sometimes when you go to this, and I do a lot of this work with my coaching clients, it's really establishing what your priorities are. And part of abundant living is understanding that you're one person. You cannot do everything, and you cannot be everything for everyone. That's abundance. It's actually not lack. Because I'm the one Joanne. This one Joanne can only do so much. So if I really want to expand, to give out the very best of myself and to be abundant in the areas that matter to me, I have to learn to say no. I have to be able to put myself and say that, you know what, this is not a priority for me right now. This does not matter to me right now. Let me focus on what truly matters. Let me focus on what truly counts. And that is where the abundance comes in. And that's why when we go back to the John 3 John 2 that I said to you earlier, and I'm going to repeat it to you, this is where when we extend ourselves, or we push ourselves back, right, is where the problems start coming in terms of our health. So let me go back to that. I said, beloved, And I said, put your name, beloved Joanne, beloved Giles, beloved Stephanie. Insert your name in the chat so that I can read it out. Beloved, your name. I pray that you may prosper in all things and be in health, just as your soul prospers. How can you prosper in all things when you're all over the place? When you're running around like a headless chicken? How can you be in good health if you're so stressed thinking about all the numerous activities that you have to do in a given day? You really have to say to yourself that, and I'm teaching a masterclass on the 30th of January, and I'll be inviting you today. It's called the Upgraded Life. I want you to think about how can you upgrade your life this year. And part of the upgraded life is stepping into your abundance zone and learning to say no, right? So the masterclass will be on the 30th. I'll be sharing the details in a little while. But part of you is saying that I'm upgrading my life. So can I see that in the chat? I want an upgraded life. And I was chatting with one of my clients and I asked her, what is an upgraded life to you? And she said, it's next level living. That's what next level living represents for me. And this is when I step into my abundance zone, right? So, beloved Mary, prosper. I see you, my auntie, right? You cannot be everything for everyone. And you really have to be that way because, even depending on the kind of background you're raised, right? I think all the time about my life, and I've come from a very an abundant background in terms of even how my family has loved me, how people have treated me. I've been so blessed in that regard, right? And my aunt is here, so she's testimony of that to show you that even my relatives support my work, right? But as I've sat and thought to myself, because of all the different friends we have, all the different relatives we have, and all different obligations we have, you also have to sit to within yourself and say, how do I prioritize this? How do I prioritize loving my relatives? How do I prioritize loving my nuclear family? You have the direct ones, your husband, your children, and all those. And how do you prioritize loving the other people, your clients? Go on to you, whether you go to church or whatever it is. Understand that, because you will struggle. You will, and I've repeated this point so much because a lot of the what do you call the thing, burnout that I see my clients with is when they feel that they can do it all. You can do it all. Listen and write this in the chat. I can do it all, but I can't do it all at the same time. I have to know what is of prioritization to me. And that's why I said to you in January, I use January to really lock in what is the mantle that I have what is the mantle that I need to undertake this year. So the mantle I had in 2022 is not completely different. It's a bit different from what I'm doing this year, because what I'm doing this year is more around rest, more around relaxation, more around working with clients who are aligned to me and clients I'm aligned to. I'm not forcing anything. This year, I'm like water. I am fluid. This year, I am decisive. I know what I'm doing. I was telling my aunt, she's here the other day. I was telling her she had gone on safari, and I told her, send me the photos, because I know exactly what I want this year. So I told my friend, book that safari. Take us. We love you, dear. Thank you so much. I love you too, sweetheart. I love you so much, and you know that. Giles, I can do it all, but I cannot do it all at the same time. Yes, that's it. Yes, beloved Mary, prosper. Go, 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 Mary. Go, Mary. Go, 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 Mary. So funny calling your Aunt Mary, right? Yeah, my auntie or boy. That's her. Have an unlimited supply of the resources, energy, love. That is what abundance is, right? But I cannot, the fourth point, cannot not speak about one of the biggest ways that you can unlock your abundance flow. Can I tell you what it is? I learned this from my father. I learned this from my grandparents, both maternal, but more so from my grandfather, who is my mom's dad, who is the father of my aunt here. I've never seen anyone more abundant than my grandfather. He was so abundant in his thinking, abundant in his relationships. He had a corner Honestly, someone who has a big heart. You even wonder how he accommodates the entire world in his heart, right? And one of the abundance keys literally came from thinking about his life, because I realized that he poured so much into his children, his grandchildren, and to the community in general. He was a politician, and he really served his country. He served the world with diligence. He was in the financial industry. He was a stockbroker, and he was able to really expand himself in so many ways, right? But nobody ever felt that they were in competition with everybody for his love. And part of stepping into the abundance zone is giving. Because when you give of yourself, when you give of your resources, whether financial, whether emotional, it doesn't matter. Whether it's even something physical that you're giving to somebody, let me tell you what, let giving be a part of your lifestyle and you will never lack. Can someone say that in my chat? Let giving be a part of your lifestyle. Include giving. Do not be a stingy person. Learn to be a giver and a generous giver. When I say generous giver, of course, you know your pocket. I can't tell you, go and give everything. But when I talk about giving, be one of those people that, a giver literally has the heart of God, because God gives us, he says, ask of me the nations and I'll give them to you. He says, ask and I'll give you. Seek and you'll find. Knock and the door will be answered. How much more giving can you get than what God is able to give us? But because we are fashioned and created in his likeness, then we have the same mandate to be a giver, right? And I want you to start thinking, how can you increase the laws of motion for increase in your life? Yeah, how can you increase the how can you set the laws in motion for increase in your life today? For me, I think it's by consistently being a giver. Consistently, whether you tithe or we're not going to have those discussions, right? Your offerings, those kind of things. Please don't take them lightly. There's a very heavy and blessing that comes when you're a giver. Do not think that everything that has been given to you is to be hoarded. Please learn to have a giving heart. The other day, during Christmas, I sat down and I was like, I need to give this and this and the other. And I was not doing it from a place of obligation. I just really felt in my heart. And I'm like, just put in my spirit the people that I need to reach out to and serve at that level. And it was so funny because the next week, one of my clients, she reached out to me and she's like, you've been so much on my mind and I just want to sow something into you this Christmas. And I'm like, sow something into me? What are you talking about? And she's like, I just want to give you something. What is it that you'd want for a gift? And when I sat back, I'm not saying that because I gave, it came back to me, but I saw the ripple effect of my giving and how that contributed. So I want to say this, and it's in the Proverbs. It says, he who refreshes others shall be refreshed as well. So think to yourself those words. Those are not my words. She who refreshes others, put your name, shall be too refreshed. Let me tell you, when I come and speak and refresh you guys in this YouTube and Facebook, I also get refreshed reading your comments, people sending me messages after telling me, oh my goodness, you don't know how much you helped me with that training. You don't know how much I'm thinking differently because of the wisdom that you're sharing. And that refreshes me as well, right? Let me say this. It is possible to give away and become richer. I have seen it over and over again in my own life. Because, when you have a clenched fist like this, you can receive with a clenched fist. Can you do that for yourself? Wherever you are, I'm feeling like I can see you. Clench your fist. How can a clenched fist receive anything? It can't. But the moment you open up your hand like that, open it up, that you saying that look, I've given, I've released so that I can receive. Do you understand what I'm saying? Say yes if you can understand. Right? By watering others, you water yourself. By you refreshing others, you get refreshed as well. Right? Learn to be consistent in your giving. Learn to be consistent in your attitudes. Right? Because learn to be consistent in how you behave and how you do things, that is how abundance comes. Because the biggest cornerstone for bringing in abundance is you always understanding that there's another level to aspire to. I think that's my fifth point. So, where you are, right? Get this, where you are today, I'm saying this from my heart. Where you are today, you can only move to the next step by you understanding that you are worthy of receiving what has your name in it. And I want to say this to somebody right now listening to me. There is something in your life that has your name on it. Never give up on it. There's something that whatever has your name on it will not pass you by. I want you to say that to yourself every single day. Whatever has Joanne's name on it, whatever has Giles' name on it, whatever has Mary's name on it, whatever has Stephanie's name on it, and insert your name, shall not pass me by. I remember, as I said, I was jumping in from a call with one of my clients, and I was telling her, whatever is yours, and nobody can take it. And she shared with me how she had been saying year in, year out, oh, I'm going to work with Coach Joanne. I'm going to work with Coach Joanne. Then she's like, oh, I don't know when it's going to happen, but I'm going to work with Coach Joanne. And it was so interesting because she said to me that now, as my client working with me on a one-on-one basis, she's like, I now understand, why I kept saying that this is the person I want to work with, this is the coach I want to work with. I called it forth. And I've done that for myself, even with my mentors. I'm like, that's a coach I want to work with because I love how they operate. I love their faith. I love their integrity. I love their empathy. I love their heart for people. I know that if this person guides me and mentors me, my life is going to change, right? That is stepping into your abundance zone. Because even though you may not be there yet, you're aspiring towards something, right? You're sowing into your future by the words that you're speaking, right? Number 6, Jael has been following. So she said yes when I said I think we were number 5 that one. Number 6 is embracing change. This is another very big key for abundance, is embracing change versus fear of change. The only thing that is constant in this life is change. You better get that into your system. Everything in this life, the thing that will remain constant is change. We are not trees. We are not tattoos. We are not, it's not tattooed here that your life is going to be the way it is today. If you want to change your life, you can make a declaration right now on this live stream and say, you know what? This last couple of weeks of January, I'm changing things. I'm going to upgrade my life. I'm going to step into my next level thinking, whatever that looks like. So I want you to start understanding that it's time for you to embrace and accept change. Those are to get that. Embrace change, because you can embrace change and you don't accept it. Embrace and accept change, right? And always appreciating that change, however you look at it, will often lead to more positive outcomes, even if that change is hard to navigate. I've had instances where I thought change would be, well, it was depressing, it was hard for me, right? Example, leaving the comfort of my family, my home, to move to a foreign land in adulthood is very different. If I came to the United Kingdom as a student, that would be completely different. Coming in here as a fully grown adult who has had their own career, their own life, their own thing, for me was quite a change. I'll be very honest, right? I had a very established life in Kenya. I had everything, really going well. And I'm like, I'm going there, right? I met my person, I met my husband, and I got married and I moved to this country. But even then, I was separated from everything I knew. I was separated from my loved ones. And sometimes I would sit and just cry day in, and I'm like, what am I doing with my life? I have left a UN job, I have left my family, I have left everything comfortable. And I remember one time I was talking to my dad, and I'm like, and I feel even like I'm gonna cry right now. And I said to him, I'm feeling so stressed, I'm feeling like I can cry. And he's like, what is it, Wairimu? I'm like, I'm feeling like I can cry. And he's like, what is it? I'm like, Dad, it's very different for me. I'm in a different country. I don't know everyone. And he said to me this. You are in the UK right now. When you were little, you used to say how much you'd love to go to the UK. You just used to, I'm feeling a bit teary. He's like, you used to say how much you love the Queen. You read all these novels. People who know me can testify how much I loved the royal lifestyle. And he said, and now, many years later, God opened the door for that dream for you. And I'm like, do you know I had completely forgotten? And he reminded me how much I would say, I want to go to the UK. I want to live in the UK. I'd even applied for uni in the UK before I ended up going to USIU. And he brought back to my remembrance. So for some of you, I want you to ask God to bring to your remembrance some of the things that you're asking for that are now an answered prayer. And immediately that day, my attitude shifted because I did not know that I had completely forgotten that these are the things that I desired and they had literally been given to me. And here I am looking at, oh, woe is me, poor me, in a different country, not knowing everybody. And he said to me, now that you're in England, embrace England. Learn the, still hold on to your way, the things, your culture, the things that you do, but integrate with the people there. Get to know how things happen there. That is where you're living. Understand the things, how they are done there. Integrate, be a part of that, but still hold on to what is crucial and dear to you. That was the best advice I was given very early on living here. And I have used that advice over and over again to people who are leaving countries, who are changing jobs, who are doing things that learn to embrace and accept change, however difficult it is. Because now, many years down the line, not that many, it's going to be my 6th year. I'm looking back and I'm like, Lord Jesus, thank you, because it's here that he has stretched me. It is in this country he has blessed me. It is in this country he has expanded me to all corners of the world. It is in this country that he has opened up for me possibilities that I never even thought existed. It is in this country that I have been able to see opportunities and grabbed them with both hands, and doors have just been opened. And I want you to think for yourself, what does that look like for you, right? So fear plagues those with a scarcity mindset. So if I came here and I just remained fearful, oh, how will my life be? I'm a black person from Africa in a place full of white people. How am I going? You can say all sorts of things, right? You can put yourself down all you want, but will that change your circumstance? Understand you're a citizen of the kingdom of heaven. You're a citizen of the country you're in, where you are, where you have been planted. Bloom there. Be the best version of yourself. And that's what I determined that I was going to do. And I said, I'm not going to complain about my change, but I'm going to embrace it. And the sooner I embraced it, the sooner I adjusted, the sooner I started my business, the sooner I started serving clients, the sooner I stepped into my purpose. That is an abundance mindset. And I pray that someone somewhere is getting something about what I'm sharing. And if you are, say yes in the chat. And even if you don't say yes, I believe you are. Because, when I share from my own experiences. I don't share from other people's things. I can give examples, but I'm talking about my life. And when I share from my personal experiences, I believe it will inspire you and it will give you a revelation of what is next for you in your life as well. Number 7 is to be proactive versus reactive, right? Part of your abundance key, right? Part of your abundance key is understanding that if you're, you know, an abundant, you to step into your abundance flow, you to step into that aligned way of doing things, right? You need to take a proactive approach to life. Many people sit and think that things are just going to be dropped to them like manna from heaven. Those days ended like that. Yes, God is a God who can give you things without you straining. He's a provider. I get all that. But you also have to put your hand to the plow. You have to put your hand to the plow, and you have to take conscious responsibility for your beat. You can't be saying, oh, help me to do this, and you don't just sit there all day scrolling through Instagram, watching silly videos on WhatsApp, having back and forths with people who don't even matter in your life, right? So to be proactive means that, you know what, rather than waiting for things to happen and then reacting like those with a scarcity mindset, you strategically plan for your future, right? And then you start creating strategies for the long term. So you have a plan. Like the way we do the vision creation experience, a vision boarding process with me, we cast the vision and then I help you build a step by step action plan. And that's part of what we're going to do in the Upgraded Life masterclass that is happening on the 30th of January. And in this masterclass, I'm going to teach you what it really means to have an upgraded life. And I'm just going to open the page so that I can ensure that you get to look, you know what I'm talking about. And if it's something that is totally calling your name, because you'll know if it's for you, you'll be like, I'm in. It's a no-brainer investment. And I'll tell you how the investment came to me, because I'm like, you know what? This is just what I feel in my heart I should give them. And as I sat down and did, I'm like, this is what I want. I want them to have an upgraded life. And it's such a no-brainer. So let me just share with you the look of what it is. So I'm gonna be sharing my screen in a short while. As I said, it's such a no-brainer. All right. Let me share my screen. Just bear with me. I was just waiting for this to open. Oh my God, I'm loving it. I'm loving my page. That's what I mean. So you guys can let me know when you can see my screen. Just hold on. Uh, yeah. So this is my program, The Upgraded Life. It's happening on the January 30th. It's a masterclass. We're going to be together for 2 hours on January 30th, 2023. It's your golden ticket to next level living in 2023. And as you can see me there, I am very excited. What are we talking about? We're saying it's time to delete the old version of you. It's expired. 2023 is giving off major level up, next level living vibes. It's time to upgrade and up level every area of your life without apology. So if this is already sounding like a yes to you, it's an investment of $23, which is the equivalent of, in shillings. For some people who want to pay in shillings, I'm going to give you the information. It's 23, the year we're in, 2023. So I said I'm going to charge $23 for it. And the equivalent is 2,900 in Kenya shillings. We're going to be together for 2.5 hours next Monday of amazing greatness. So if you're looking to upgrade your life, are you ready to take your life to the next level in 2023? This masterclass is your golden ticket to living your best life. So what I'm going to teach you in this session is based on the principles of aligned authenticity, and I'm going to teach you how to work on your identity shifts. So as you can see here, I'm giving you principles on what an identity shift is, and I'm going to go deep into it. If your identity is not in alignment with your goals, you will never reach them. On top of that, we're going to talk about empowering and disempowering beliefs and how they hold you back. And I'll give you tools to move forward. We'll also talk about how you can discover your true self, your values, and your beliefs so that you can align more with them. So I'm very excited. So the main core principles will be handling on these days: your identity shifting, your aligned authenticity, and breaking your debilitating thought pattern so that you can step into your next level. So this masterclass is not just about me training you on your goals, but it's a deep personal development journey that will help you really work on becoming a better version of yourself. I'll help you take a stand for what you believe in and help you set goals, right, that are in alignment with your true self. And then you'll see how possibilities open up for you. So what are you going to get in this masterclass? Let me just take you through, and then I come back to finish up what it is I was teaching. You'll get a personalized action plan to help you reach your goals. We'll be together for 2 hours. Why I said 2.5 hours is because some of you will have questions, and I'll be happy to answer your questions. You will have interactive and hands-on exercises that will help you break through mental barriers that may be holding you back this year. You'll also get opportunities to get coaching from me as a skilled and proficient global coach. And then obviously I'll give you I'll share with you opportunities and openings that I can support you further and help you stay on track on your commitments and pledges for 2023, even after the event. So that's really what it is about. I want you to sign up now, register. So when I put the link, I'm going to give you guys the link in the chat in a short while. um and I want you to, when you go to the link, you'll just say upgrade your life, and it shows you the options of doing it. So you can pay with your, your card. So you'd come here, put your name, your email address, and then the amount is there, $23 if you're paying by card. But if you want to do M-Pesa, we have my M-Pesa number there. It's indicated, and the amount you pay is 2,900 shillings, and I tell you exactly what you get. So to summarize, for the $23 or 2,900 shillings, you're going to get the personalized action plan to help you reach your goals in 2023. We'll be together for 2 hours, and then you'll have a time for you to have coaching with me. You'll get interactive and hands-on exercises. We'll do breakout sessions. You're going to make new friends on that call, and most of all, you'll be able to get the opportunity to have further support through this year to really step into your abundant life, whatever that looks like. So if my upgraded life masterclass is sounding like something that you're like, this is it for me, I would recommend that you sign up now, so that you get your seat before it gets sold out. So wow, I'm excited about this. So I'm going to put the links for you so that you can be able to check it out, and obviously, I would love to have you, right? I've put the link there, and actually, I have the shorter link, which I'm also going to share after the live stream so that you can be able to go directly into it. It's bit.ly, the upgraded life. So I'm going to give that to you just now so that you can be able to just get a moment and check it out. So let me just put it for you. It's the easiest way to look at it. I like simplicity. Yeah, and if you want to come with a friends, it would be nice to have you. So that's it. Bit.ly. Sorry, it's not bit, it's .ly. Sorry, bit.ly. I beg your pardon. Use the second one I'm showing you. Go check it out and share it with your friends. The more the merrier. So that one, that's the one. Bit.ly, you can screenshot it, you can check it out, and if you have any questions, let me know. It's $23, no brainer. Like you cannot even get anything to really help you move forward this year at that price. So at that investment level, so take advantage of it. I always say the early bird catches the worm. So those of you who register, sign up, obviously I'm excited for that. So let me give you two more points as we wind this up, because if you're going to attend this upgraded life masterclass, we're going to go deeper, because I'm going to give you tools that you can also use to self-coach. I'm going to give you tools that will also help you grow your life deeper. I'm going to teach you how to create your vision manifesto and so many other things that, of course, I cannot teach on YouTube. And of course, you'll get access to me and ask me your question, your personal question that I can answer linked to your personal situation, right? Because now when I'm coaching here on YouTube, I give a generalized perspective. But when you come into the masterclass, you get to ask me directly your question in a safe space, and I can be able to respond to it and give you a personalized strategy that you can employ so that you can be able to make the most of this beautiful year that we are in, right? So I'm going to finish this segment by saying this. One of the ways to step into your abundance mentality is having that mindset of craving, learning, and growth, right? You have a never ending thirst for knowledge. You're craving to, you're like, you're curious, like, well, what's this upgraded life, whether with me or not? You're curious, what's this next level living? You're curious. She's spoken about creating a vision for my life and having a vision manifesto. What's that she's talking about? You are curious. And of course, I answer all these questions within my program, within that masterclass that I'll be teaching. But I want you to understand that I always say this, I'm a forever learner. When my mentors and my coaches launch programs, I'm the first one to sign up if it's aligned. Because guess what? I'm a forever learner. I can never stop learning. And part of being in that abundant mindset, you believe that you have room and capacity for more growth, and that every single day is an opportunity to learn more. However, if you're in a lack mindset, you think you know everything, you believe you know in everything. Nobody can tell you nothing because you're not coachable. Your approach to life is like, what will she teach me there that is different that I don't know? And that mindset, you ask yourself, why is your life stagnant all the time? It's because you're so closed minded and you're not willing to expand the scope of your thinking. You're not willing to expand beyond what you know. You say, oh, I've never had a coach. I don't need one. I've survived until now. I'm okay. But ask yourself, how is your life? Because the only person you ask for advice are the people who will not give you the right advice, or even if they give you the advice, they're giving you advice based on their very limited perspective, and they give you advice based on their own biased nature, because they're giving you advice based on how they know you. So they'll be like, the way I know you, I would suggest you do this. That's not what coaching is about. Coaching is about looking at a situation from a very, very unbiased perspective and giving recommendations and supporting the client to make the best decision for themselves. Not from, oh, the way I know you, you should do this. No, we look at the situation, we strip it bare, we break it down to an atom, literally, and then we build it up with solutions. So I always say that by the time you're working with a coach, your life should be all the better because you're seeing forward traction, you're seeing forward movement. And whether it's Coach Joanne Muturi or any other coach, make sure you have a coach or a mentor. Have someone who can ask you hard questions. Have someone who can help you see and focus your life on the future. Have someone who can be able to help you see you the way God has created you. Have someone who can bring out the greatness in you. We all need that. Do you have that? Right? And as I conclude this, I think now in point number 9 or 10, you know me by now, is part of your abundance, keys to your abundance flow, right? Is asking yourself what is working versus what is not working. Let me say this. When you have a scarcity mindset, everything is negative, right? You're working from a negative mindset. You have a victim mentality. It's like the world is against you. Everything is a fight. You're fighting to survive. You're fighting to keep your head above the water. You're fighting to maintain your relationships. Everything is just confused energy. But when you're in your abundance flow, right? Before you even go to that, when you're keeping your head above the water, what is happening? A lot of your hormones, it releases a lot of stress hormones in your life, and these emotions that come from stress, we go this deeper into these things even in that masterclass, is you go from feelings of anxiety, fear, worry, anger, resentment. All these feelings come from that point of where your mind is just on what's not working, that negative mindset that I haven't reached where I'm supposed to be. And I know many people can identify with this. Where I thought I would be and where I am, I'm nowhere close to that. Have you ever felt that? If that's familiar, you understand how stressful that can be. And let me tell you where does the word, what is the word disease really? Disease is lack of ease. Lack of ease. And lack of ease comes from stress. So if you create these negative emotions, these negative thoughts, these negative belief patterns, they'll create illnesses in your body. And this will lead to poor, general poor health. You're not fully you. You're not fully yourself. You're not well because your focus is on what's not working. Now, I give my clients self-coaching techniques. And a lot of this I'll teach in the Upgraded Life Masterclass, right? When you're walking in an abundance mindset, you're a visionary of your own life. You're a visionary of your business. You're a visionary of your career. You're walking, understanding that you live in an abundant universe and you serve an abundant God. And because you serve an abundant God who is limitless and you're limited, He'll allow you to see limited opportunities and bring these limitless opportunities your way. So for me, when I walk out and about, I say I'm attracting limitless opportunities because I serve a limitless God. And I want you to think, what are these limitless possibilities? You have to start tapping into them. And this comes from you saying to yourself what is working every single day, right? The path that you're traveling in right now and the path that you have traveled is not set in stone. That's the beauty of life. You can change it. But that comes from you stepping into your abundance zone. So you can decide to change your path and say that, look, this that was before is not working for me anymore. I want something different, and take that something that is different forward. Life is short. And when I say this, I say it with all the love. We're not here forever. You're here today, tomorrow we are gone. But I want to encourage you today and say this: you are created for an abundant life. Join me in this Upgraded Life Masterclass on the 30th of July, where I'm really going to help you tap into a lot of the principles that I've shared today in a much deeper way. But let me finalize by saying this: life is short. Live large. Believe in the endless possibilities that life has to offer, and choose to live an abundant life. And as you live your abundant life, determine that you're going to create memorable moments that you can cherish for the rest of your life. Create special moments, create special memories, because that's what will always stick in your head, even as you go through this journey called life. So that's it from me. It's been wonderful. I hope to see many of you in the masterclass. I will be teaching very, as I said, I've been lying low like an envelope because I've been preparing for this thing, for this masterclass on the 30th of January. It's going to be full of so much gold. Like, do not miss it. So if you're wondering what it is, I've put the link there. It's the upgraded bit.ly, the upgraded life. Take your screenshot, go check it out. I'll pay for your wife, Nicholas. It's $223, 2,900. Can never get lower than that. Live large, Nicholas. Believe in the endless possibilities, right? So I will leave it at that, and I hope that many of you will attend this event, this masterclass. As I said, it's going to change your life if you decide, right? I shared on my Instagram today that 2023 is the year, right, that I decided to fully be decisive in every area. Everything that I'm doing is everything that is working for me. Everything that makes sense to me, everything that is aligned with my divine calling, everything that I'm doing it has to feel right. It has to make sense for my circumstances. So let me show you that Instagram post of mine. Joanne, I loved it because I'm like, this is me. This is what I believe. This is what I feel, right? This is me. You can see it. My Instagram, Papa's Cultivator. Oops, can you see the words I said? My 2023 is rooted in decisiveness. That's it. Not many stories. That's it. End of. So I hope to see you in the masterclass, and you'll definitely be seeing it across the socials. It's really a no-brainer. $23, 2,900 shillings if you're in Kenya. If you click on the link, you'll see the M-Pesa payment details. Join. You have nothing to lose, but you have everything to gain. I will leave it here until next week. May the good Lord bless you. May He watch over you. May He provide for you. And above all, may He give you the peace that surpasses human understanding as you step into your next level life, whatever that looks like for you. So I love you loads, and I can't wait to continue serving you as I live my one royal life with boldness and with courage. That's Joanne Muturi. I am over and out. Until next week, I will see you, right? And for those attending the masterclass, you're in for a real treat. I can't wait to really coach you in a really powerful way, all right? See you. Bye. Invite a friend or two or three. I'm excited. Bye-bye.